It's BMG Radio. This week, there's lots of stuff. Like looking at silence, looking at hopefully not having silence. You know, lots of things. Yeah. So, let's get to it. On BMG Radio. Hold on, I'm clicking buttons on a computer. Let this go right now. Oh, yeah. Hey, everyone. BMG Radio, back. So, yeah, last week I was going okay. I was talking to the Oscars, and apparently just as I was finishing, my computer decided to, or the computer I'm using, I'm not even using mine, I'm using a more high-tech one than I own, and it decided just to not broadcast audio anymore. So yeah, I don't know. I'm going to check the chat as I'm going, and if you guys hear no audio, let me know. Let me just, can everyone hear me in the chat? Which will be no one, but here. So, what do I want to talk about this week? How are you guys being? I don't know. I kind of went off the cuff last week. I went off the cuff this week. There are times when I really prep these things, and then there are times when I don't. And this is kind of one of the ones where I didn't prep. There's a few things I want to talk about, but yeah, I don't know. So let's just talk about some news. I read today. I was reading on my phone. They showed the first picture of what I guess is called Ocean's 8. I don't know if that's the finalized title or not, but what it is like, it's not a reboot per se of Ocean's 11. It's a continuation of the story where Danny Ocean's sister, who's an ex-con, decides to get a group of female con artists and thieves together to steal some kind of piece of jewelry at some art auction. I don't know, something like that. Together, and so it takes place in the same universe as Ocean's 11, 12, and 13. Not the Frank Sinatra one, the George Clooney one. And so it's the same universe. It's just this is a heist movie, but it's all female cast. And it's Sandra Bullock, and there's a bunch of other, like Anne Hathaway's in there, and there's like a bunch of other ladies, and there's like apparently a female rapper that I don't know, but yeah, it's and Matt Damon apparently also makes an appearance in this movie, playing Linus, which is the character he plays in Ocean's 11, 12, and 13. Who by the end of Ocean's 13, he'd become much more of a self-assured character, and was a lot cooler about like just handling life. So I'm assuming that it plays on that he's going to have a small role in it, probably just to show up to give some advice or something, or to get them out of a jam. I don't know. I guess that's cool. I don't know. What do you guys think about this? Like, there seems to be this new trend, obviously, of women total ensembles. And like, the first one we really saw, technically the first one we really saw was Bridesmaids, which was the female answer apparently to The Hangover. Bridesmaids I thought was funny and well done. So, and had some really good parts in it. Like, not overall, like it's good as a movie, but there's certain parts which are much stronger than other parts. So, and then lately, obviously, Ghostbusters. Like, you can't get away from Ghostbusters doing what was an all-male cast, now an all-female cast, and now going to the Ocean's movies, which was mainly, like, other than the love interest, obviously, with Julia Roberts. And then she kind of takes part of it in the second one in there. But they're swapping it, going, well, we're going to have all women now. And now I am a big supporter of women. I have a mother, I have a wife, a sister, and 2 daughters. So women play a pretty big part in my life, big role. I work with at a place where it's predominantly women. There's like 3 other men and me, and there's like usually around 7 or 8 women that work there. And I'm all for women being equal to men in pretty much everything. There's certain things women can't do that men can do, and certain other things that women can do that men can't do. And I don't think there's a slam on any way of those things. But overall, I think women can pretty much do everything men can do, and a lot of times can do it better. Multitasking being one of them quite often. So I don't have a necessarily problem with them doing this. I don't know, maybe it seems like a gimmick that but it didn't seem like it I don't know, maybe it's just the timing and stuff. Because obviously it doesn't seem like a gimmick when it's all men. But all women, I don't know. I want to support this. I'm hoping it's a good movie. I don't know. It could be great. And it will sit right on my shelf with Oceans 11, 12, and 13, but it'd have to sit afterwards, even though it's before the number. The way I'd set it up, it'd have to be afterwards. But because it's chronologically ordered. I don't know. What do you guys think? I'm going to see if anyone's in the chat other than my daughters. Oh, my daughter's in the chat. Christopher Wells in the chat. I got Patrick. Hey, Patrick. How's it going, man? I talked Oscar nominees last week, Patrick. So I'm not going to go over them again. Last week, hopefully you heard. I think most of the Oscar stuff got heard in BMG Radio last week, so I'm not going to go through it again. But yeah, if you have any questions that you want questions at the end, or if you want me to talk about something other than Oscars right now, then yeah, I'll gladly look at talking about, because this is kind of free form tonight. But thank you for attending and watching. Shout out to my daughters who are both watching. So yeah, let's move on to some others. So yeah, there's Oceans. So let me know what your thoughts are about the Oceans movies being kind of just given a feminine touch, I guess you could say. And are you against this? Are you for this? And why? What else do I want to talk about? I don't. This Screen Actors Guild the awards went last night, I guess, or 2 nights ago. Or I guess last night, and I didn't see any of it. And I'm not a big award guy. I think movies, like there's always going to be times where I think movies are better than other movies, and yeah, it's the way it is. And quite often the movies that I pick to be the best movies of the year don't get nominated for Oscars or Golden Globes or whatever. So. Like, I love The Nice Guys. I thought Nice Guys it's in my top 5. And you know what, let's do that. If you don't have a Letterboxd account, I'm going to go through what I've been watching lately in a little bit. But I actually decided that Letterboxd, and let me just show you, look, Letterboxd. I got it on my phone, you can get it on the computer, all that kind of stuff. It comes with a nice app, and you can follow your friends if you don't know. But I actually finally made some lists on Letterboxd, and you can actually put your top movies of the list. Make a list of the top movies of the year. And so I finally did that. Now, I haven't actually done a top 10 list for 2016, and I'm quickly going to do that with you just because I have it right here. But here's the thing, it's not a legit list, and I've actually entitled the list. If you go on my Letterboxd, it says top movies top 2016 movies I've seen so far. I did one for top 2015 movies I've seen so far, because there's still some of those I haven't seen. And I still haven't seen Room. I've been told good things about it, just haven't seen it yet. Excuse me as I wet my nose. So, I didn't do a top 10 list, really. So I'll go through my list with you. I'll do top 12 just because they're all here. So top 12 was Doctor Strange was number 12. Enjoyed that movie a fair bit. Batman v Superman. I have not seen the director's cut yet, so that could actually move up on this list once I do. But excuse me, right now it's sitting at number 11. Zootopia, which I don't think is. I don't know. I haven't seen Moana, I think it is, or I haven't seen Kubo and the Two Strings and stuff like that. So I have nothing to compare it to. I think it's the only animated movie I watched last year. Let's see, is it? Give me 1 second. I'll tell you if it is or not. It is. It's technically the only animated movie I watched. Oh, BFG. But yeah, it's better than BFG. So yeah, Zootopia. It's a fun little film. Number 9, Civil War, Captain America Civil War. The more I think about that movie, it has some problems, but it still has some kick-ass scenes in it that are just great. So you kind of like forgive some of the things that it has going against it. But yeah, hold on. I'm just going to check the levels here. Oh, so Patrick's saying there's an app for iPhone, but not for Android yet, but it's in the making. So that's cool. So let me just flop back to what I'm talking about. All right, so yeah, Civil War. Number 8, Rogue One. Rogue One I thought was a really good film. I really enjoyed it. I actually enjoyed it more than Force Awakens. I don't know. There's just something about it that I got behind. I've seen it twice. Yeah, I enjoyed it. I thought it was good. So number 7 was Sully, which no one seems to have on any list, but I thought it was a really solid film. Tom Hanks gives a really good performance. Clint Eastwood gives some really nice direction. The plane stuff is pretty impressive to look at. So yeah. Number 6 was The Accountant. Again, I haven't seen a lot of the big hitters that came out in December. Like I haven't seen La La Land. I haven't seen Moonlight. I haven't seen a lot of those films. So, but yeah, The Accountant, number 6. I thought that was a really solid movie. Very underappreciated. Number 5 was The Green Room. If you've seen The Green Room, it's violent but good. And rest in peace, and Sean Yelchin, because man, it's sad that you passed away when you did, like that you died how you died, because you had so much possibilities, dude. You're such a great actor and died at such a young age. If you've never seen Odd Thomas from Anton Yelchin, check it out. I highly recommend that movie. Number 4 was Deadpool. Deadpool, like it's such a fun movie and so well made for like the budget they had for what they did. And Ryan Reynolds, it's hard to be funny. People don't understand that. So number 3 was The Nice Guys. And these are what I think is the best movies, by the way, not what I like the most. But yeah, 3 was The Nice Guys. Totally underrated movie. Brian and Graham on Brits on Flicks do a good talk about it and how brilliant that movie is and stuff. Check them out. Their podcast on iTunes. Brits on Flicks. I'll give them a shout out. Number 2 was The Arrival. Was number 2 and 1 were the only films I've seen so far that I give 5 beards out of 5 to. And The Arrival, Denis Villeneuve, just love that movie. It's mind blowing and really good and just great sci-fi. And I love great sci-fi films. It's probably my favorite genre. And you know, we don't get great ones that come along all the time. So when they show up, it's nice. And number 1 on the list was Silence by Martin Scorsese, which I got to watch. And now I'm going to going into this, I'm going to take this right now, Silence, and I'm going to go talk about. I did a podcast. I was guest starring on a podcast. Now I got hooked up by a lady at my church who is very artsy. Her name's Audra, and she's incredibly artsy and into that kind of stuff, like into visual arts, dramatic readings, poetry, all that kind of stuff. But she knows a guy who's like a youth pastor who watches a lot of movies and has a podcast called Screenfish. And you can get it on iTunes, Screen Fish, all one word, screen as in like movie screen, and fish as in fish, that's one's in the ocean. And he looks at movies every week and does a podcast. And he doesn't do YouTube yet. But who knows, maybe after talking to me, I'll convince him to do it. But he had a thing where he was talking about movie silence, and she kind of was like, hey, I know a guy who's a YouTube critic, and so she hooked us up. Really nice guy. I also got to meet his friend or talk to his friend. And the three of us kind of talked about silence for 45 minutes on a podcast. I think it was around 45 minutes to an hour. And I'm going to be honest, I went and saw silence partly because I had to because of doing this, and partly because I really wanted to. And it wasn't playing anywhere in Toronto earlier in the month. I was like, crap, I'm not going to be able to do this. Because it was only playing in one theater, and it was right downtown Toronto, which is I'm in the suburbs. I'm not downtown. I'm not even close to downtown. And for me to go see a movie downtown, like the last time I saw a movie downtown at that theater that was playing was The Hateful Eight, and we made a night of it. Went out to dinner, and it was in 70 millimeter, so it was like it's a big deal. I have to take the subway or drive downtown, and it's work. And I was like, I don't want to go to downtown. Now, thankfully, 2 weeks later, movie theater much closer to me, about 20 minutes away, played it. And so I was able to go see it. It was one of those ones where you get to pick your seat and everything like that. It was kind of cool. But anyways, silence. I'm not going to tell you too much about it, only because I actually did a review, and it's pending. My friend Bear, who's my editor and producer and all around in charge of me for now for doing this kind of stuff, is editing it sooner or later. And so in the next 2 weeks, you'll probably see that come up, and I will link that to the Screenfish review and to this. But I can't recommend Silence highly enough. Now, not a fun movie. It's like Nice Guys, really fun movie. Arrival is a movie that like is just blows your mind. Silence is just one of those movies that just draws you in. And I'd say 2 hours and 40 minutes, I think it is. I never once felt it being that long. There was times where I was like, where is this going? Because I didn't know. And it's all based on a true story. It's about Christian missionaries that go to Japan in the 1600s, where Christian missionaries in that time, or Christians in general in Japan, were being killed. And it's directed by Martin Scorsese, has Andrew Garfield and Adam Driver. So Spider-Man and Kylo Ren go rescue Qui-Gon Jinn, because Liam Neeson's the guy that they're looking for, or they're on a mission to find Qui-Gon Jinn. Yeah, it's an incredible film. I really highly recommend it. It's not going to be for everyone. It's very slow paced and deliberately so, but it's beautiful and the acting's great. I didn't know Andrew Garfield had those chops. I haven't seen Hacksaw Ridge yet, so it's another one that probably would make my list of top 10, but I haven't seen it. So, yeah. Silence. Check out Screenfish. Do me a favor. Oh, flip. My mind just, I think his name is Steve. My name just going to be, yeah. Do Steve a favor and check out Screenfish. And plus, he has lots of different topics every week and stuff, and his guest stars. And he said he'll have me back sooner or later. Maybe if his ratings are super low, he won't. Who knows? But that's okay too. I had a good time talking to those two. So yeah. So I'm gonna move on to what I kind of did this last week, but kind of didn't get to. Let me see if anything's happening in the chat. Jay Strong. Oh. Yeah, my buddy Jay Strong. If you see Jay Strong in the chat, that's my buddy Bear, who's my editor in chief. And he says he's not charging me, which, yeah, you're not, but you are. Yeah. Whoa, Patrick Holmes is telling me that Ben Affleck is not directing Batman. I will talk about that in a little bit. If that's true, that's sad. All right, so. Yes. See, that's why I don't go to the chat very often. I get distracted until the end. So let me just. I'm gonna go to this. So, I be honest. I try and save money. I'm not a rich man, not a poor man by any stretch. If you tell by the house behind me, I'm not wanting. But I don't buy a lot of movies unless I have the money to do so. And so, like Christmas, I got a lot of money given to me. My birthday is right after Christmas, so I got money there. And so my wife gave me some money for my birthday, which I saved for a little bit and then used on Amazon. And so I bought 3 things. So I think I kind of showed these off last week, but the sound wasn't working. So you're getting it again. So I got 2 of them I got from Amazon, and then 1 I'll talk about after. So this I got from Amazon for $10. It's The Hustler with Paul Newman and Jackie Gleason as Minnesota Fats. Minnesota Fats was a famous pool player, hustler guy. And I remember seeing this years ago, and it's really good. It's got a lot of bonus features and stuff, which is kind of cool. But just Paul Newman, man. Like, Paul Newman was the man. He was incredible. He's one of those ultra cool guys that sadly he's not with us anymore, but he had a lasting legacy in Hollywood. And yeah, I was really excited to get this and put on the list to show my daughters and my wife because they've never seen it. And it's funny, I did not know when I watched this that The Color of Money is a sequel to this. Color of Money with Tom Cruise is actually a sequel to this. I saw Color of Money first, and then I saw this, and then was like, oh, wait a minute. So that's better than Color of Money. But still, it's good film. Let me know if you've ever seen it. Next up, the other thing I got with my little bit of money that I had, which was nice, I looked for a cheap Criterion because I love Criterions, but they're freaking expensive. Criterions usually go, like in Canada, I know, okay, in the States, which some of you will be watching in the States, obviously not my daughters, they're upstairs in the bed watching this. But in the States, Criterion, I know you guys sell them for like $50 or $40, but then you do the Barnes & Noble sale, which is like half off all Criterion. So like you sell them for $20. We never get that here. We don't have Barnes & Nobles, and we very rarely ever get Criterions for that cheap. So for me, I kind of went down the Amazon thing and was like looking for a cheaper one that I could afford with the money I had left. And for $35, I got The Life Aquatic with Steve Zissou, which is probably my favorite Wes Anderson movie. And Bill Murray is my favorite actor. He's tied with Clint Eastwood. They're very different, so I have no problem tying them. But yeah, I love Criterions and Wes Anderson. Like, I don't think you can get this anyway but this. Like, maybe, I don't know, but I don't think they put it on Blu-ray, so it's just comes with a little booklet and some nice. Oh, look at the artwork. Look at that. Let me see if I can hold that up. It's like a diagram of the boat that they go on. I'm a big fan of Bill Murray and Wes Anderson, and yeah, so I'm really excited to get that. And another Criterion for my collection. My Criterion collection is very small compared to many other people. I have about 10 of them, and one of the 3 of those are in a trilogy pack with Guillermo del Toro. But yeah, no, I'm a big fan of their work as a company and of a lot of the films they pick, such as Kurosawa films and Wes Anderson and Hitchcock and Charlie Chaplin and stuff like that. So the last thing I bought, which is quite fitting considering John Hurt just passed away, but I didn't it hadn't happened yet when I bought this. I was in Walmart, and usually if it's $5, I have a hard time walking away from a movie, a Blu-ray, if it's $5, because it's $5, and it's like, oh, I want that. But the $8, I can generally just walk away from them. I'm kind of that disciplined and this came from years ago when I spent $20 on a Blu-ray, and then it sat on my shelf for a year, and then the next year I saw it on sale for $10, and then later on I saw it even cheaper. And because of that, I got, I can only watch so many movies at any given point in time. And so I try and look for sales. I very rarely will ever go buy a movie when it's brand new. Even I could have bought Suicide Squad, which I do like. I could have bought that for $15 on Blu-ray last week, but I was like, no, because that's $15, and I know next year I could get it for $8 probably, and it's a matter of timing. And the more money I have, the more I can spend on multiple movies. But this one got me $8 for Snowpiercer. Fantastic film. Snowpiercer. If you haven't seen this, sci-fi kind of just. Okay, Chris Evans, Song Kang-ho, who's one of Korea's best actors. Tilda Swinton, who's just crazy good. Jamie Bell, Octavia Spencer, John Hurt, and Ed Harris. That is quite a cast. And this is just this is a movie I was so desperate to see. I think I actually bought it off, or I rented it off of iTunes. This is the only movie I've ever rented off of iTunes. I was that desperate to see it because I'd heard so many things about it at the time. And yeah, it's just incredible film. So $8, and my wife went, buy it. And I went, okay, my wife gave me permission. Yeah. So John Hurt now passing away. John Hurt, I love John Hurt. If you don't know John Hurt, or you haven't seen enough of his movies, I was explaining this to my daughters. They've seen a couple. It's funny because he's Hellboy's dad. He's also the guy that had an alien burst out of his chest for the first time on film ever. He was the Elephant Man, and he was also the Chancellor in V for Vendetta. Like, the guy's body of work is just impressive. The very first time I ever saw John Hurt, I ever really recognized like that guy's an actor. I don't remember the name of the movie, but he was playing this guy who was accused of killing someone, and like it was a lawyer drama. He was the guy accused of killing someone, and the hotshot lawyer was trying to get him off. And I just was like, that guy's a great actor. I don't like him because he's such an unlikable character in that movie. But later on, I realized, like, oh no, it's like this guy's great. And so, like, that was the first film. I can't even remember the name of the movie, but I should probably look it up. But I'm not going to, not right now. But yeah, he's just phenomenal, and the world is a dimmer place because he's not in it. Hopefully, this is not another 2016 where we just keep on losing great talent. Because yeah, that sucked, and he wasn't that old. He was only 77, and like, you know, my mom is older than that, and I'm hoping she doesn't go anywhere anytime soon. So it's just. I don't consider that very old. I once upon a time did. Man, once upon a time considered 40 old. Now I'm 42. Anyway, so yeah, those are the 3 movies I bought. They have one more coming off of Amazon, which I bought at Christmas time, like Boxing Day, and it still hasn't shipped yet. Whenever it does show up, I'll show it to you guys. So saying that, I'm going to talk about what I've been watching lately. I'm going to my Letterboxd thing. Let me just see my diary. So that's another cool thing you can do at Letterboxd. You can keep a diary where just like when you see a film, you can put it in the list and rate it and give a little review for it and all that kind of stuff. And if you go on Letterboxd, you can see my reviews. They're like 1 or 2 sentences long. I don't do anything big, but you can see what I rated stuff. So I'll go from Silence, after Silence on the 17th of January. So we'll go from 17th to now. We'll do this quickly though, so don't think it's like that bad. Well, let me check the chat. Patrick heard Snowpiercer is good. Yes, it is, sir. It's incredible. Yeah, we have not seen the Ultimate Edition of Batman vs Superman. I got it for Christmas. My sister bought it for me. So, but we haven't watched it yet. It's on the list, but the list is like 400 movies long. So who knows when we'll ever get to it. Hold on, sorry, I just got out of my own thing. That was silly of me. But that doesn't change the fact that I'm still live streaming, so it doesn't really matter. All right, so let me get back to what I was talking about. Okay, 17th, watch The Call Up, which is a Netflix original, and it's about soldiers, or it's about people who play a video game like Call of Duty, and they're all lured to a building for a prize, and there's like 8 of them, and they wear this body armor that makes the game real, and they pull a visor down, and then they find out they're stuck in this place, and if they don't make it to the bottom, they're dead, and if they get shot too many times, the equipment they're on will shock them to death and kill them. And okay concept. It's an okay movie. I give it 3 beards out of 5. Next, we watch Incredible Hulk. That was one of my daughter's choices. Second Marvel movie, I still think this is one of Marvel's better movies. It's in my top 10 Marvel movies. And I think it's underrated a lot. I think Ed Norton, sorry if anyone is upset with this, but I think Ed Norton makes a better Hulk than Mark Ruffalo. Mark Ruffalo makes a very good Hulk. Ed Norton makes a better one. I like the way the Hulk looks better in this. I like the way I think he looks better. He also looks taller. If you look at the difference, like he looks muscular more. If you compare them side by side, the Hulk, Mark Ruffalo's Hulk looks much more bulkier and not muscular. But I really liked the Hulk movie, Incredible Hulk. I thought it was really good. I thought Marvel was on the right track there, obviously, but people tend to throw that near the end of the Marvel movies when they're rating them. But I give it 4 beards out of 5. I think it's a really solid Marvel movie. And I wish they would make another Hulk movie, but again, I wish Ed Norton had continued playing the Hulk. Next, we watch Pacific Rim, Guillermo del Toro's masterpiece of awesomeness. It's just beautiful film, beautiful looking, incredible special effects, fun story. I saw this in the theater a bunch and I saw it twice in the theater, and then we've watched it several times since and watched it on Blu-ray. It's so beautiful to look at, and the story is so much fun. Like, no movie's perfect, but it's pretty close to being perfect, so I give it 5 beards out of 5. I know some people will be like, what? But yeah, I do. Next, I got to watch a couple movies at work. I work at a day program, and sometimes we occasionally watch movies. We have Netflix. So I was in a room, and I said, I'm going to put some movies on. So I watched The Secret Life of Walter Mitty, which I've seen before, with Ben Stiller. That'd be a different movie. And that's a really fun, solid movie. If you've never checked out The Secret Life of Walter Mitty, it's really kind of just a nice, charming movie. And you really kind of like Ben Affleck's character. So I give that 3.5 beards. I got to watch The Martian with Matt Damon. I have not seen the extended cut yet. I know there's some kind of extended 4K cut. I have yet to watch that. I want to. But the original, like I saw in the theaters, it's great. It really is great. Ridley Scott. And then that cast is massive. Like, you got Matt Damon, Jessica Chastain, Sebastian Shaw, Michael Pena, Chiwetel Ejiofor, Jeff Daniel. Like, it's a massive cast, and it's handled really, really well. I really like that movie. I give it 4.5 beards out of 5. Next, we watched the classic on the 26th. We watched the classic of anime, one of the godfathers of anime, Akira. I've been waiting to show this to my daughters forever. Finally got around to it. They loved it. I'm so happy. I love it. I've seen this movie a gazillion times. Now, the other thing I was really excited about, I bought this movie on DVD many years back. I watched this movie when I was a teenager in the 90s. It's an 88 movie. And I saw the English dub, and I got used to that, and I watched it tons, and I used to quote it, and I used to do the sound effects and stuff, and all that kind of stuff. I got it on DVD a bunch of years back, and I went to watch it, and they'd done a new whole language track in English, new actors, everything. And I couldn't even watch it because it's just so wrong. It's just not right at all. So I was super excited, I'll be honest, when I finally got it on Blu-ray, and they released a nice Blu-ray cut of it. And they have the original Japanese track, they have the 88 English track, and they have whatever the English track was done. And then they have the new English track, and you can pick which one you want. And so we watched it with the one I'm used to, because I'm just like, yeah, let's go, baby. And it was Akira, one of the greatest things ever made. One of the best bike in movie history, flat out, easy. So yeah, watched Akira for 5 beards out of 5. This goes without saying. Next, I got to watch The Rocketeer at work. The Rocketeer with I don't know the main guy's name because he didn't really do much after this, but Jennifer Connelly and Disney movie. It's very fun. Good times. I give it 3 beards out of 5. I took it into work, actually. I own it. It just came out on Blu-ray a little while ago, but it's still like $25. So that's not happening. I don't pay $25 for Disney movies. After that, we watched Aeon Flux. This is a decent movie. It's not bad. there's a lot of sci-fi stuff that's weird for weird's sake, but overall it's not bad. And man, does Charlize Theron look good in black? Yeah, that's I'm gonna move on now. 3 beards out of 5. Next, we went out to the movies. We try and go to see at least one movie a month as a family. And we went and saw for January Triple X, The Return of Xander Cage. Now, I'd only showed my daughters Triple X, the first one, a little while ago. We hadn't watched the second one because why bother? But the first one's worth seeing. This one's worth seeing. It is tons of fun. It is stupid. It is big. It is loud. It is blowy-uppy stuff. It's exactly what it's supposed to be, and it knows it's exactly what it is, and it takes itself that seriously. So I can't give it more than 3 beards because it's exactly what it's supposed to be, and that's a 3-beard movie. But it's tons of fun and very entertaining, and I had a good time. My daughters loved it. My wife enjoyed it. So, yeah. I only got 2 more. Next up, we watched The Losers. The Losers, if you don't know, this is a comic book movie. That's your first thing you might not know. Number 2, this is a seriously fun, entertaining, awesome action movie. It's about a team of soldiers that get set up, and everyone thinks they're dead, and they're trying to hunt this guy named Max who killed them and a bunch of kids. To kill them. Okay. Let me just focus. It's got Chris Evans. It's got Idris Elba and Jeffrey Dean Morgan as 3 of the mains. And what is her name? My brain is not working right. The girl who plays Gamora. And I'll smack myself. Who plays Gamora in the chat? Patrick, who plays Gamora? I know you know this. Anyways, whatever her name is, she's in there too, and it's a great fun movie. It's got one of my favorite scenes in movie history with Chris Evans doing finger guns, and it's just, yeah. If you haven't seen it, one of my favorite things ever. So I give it 4 beards out of 5. Really entertaining. Doesn't make a lot of sense a few points, but really entertaining film. And last, maybe least, I don't know. I watched a movie on Netflix called The Resort, and it's spelled Rezort, and it's Jurassic Park with zombies. And let me explain. It's an island where zombies are. There was an outbreak, and they killed everyone, like all the zombies, but there's island found with them. And so rich people come and pay to come and shoot the zombies in the head. And guess what? Something goes wrong in Zombie Park, and the zombies get free and start eating people. And Jurassic Park, it's Jurassic Park. Jurassic Park with zombies instead of dinosaurs. And that plays out exactly like you think it would. The zombie effects are pretty decent. I'll give them full credit. But it's Jurassic Park with zombies. And yeah, 2.5 beards out of 5. I watched that on Netflix. So that's all I've been watching lately. Let me know what you've been watching lately, and that's what I've been buying lately. So now I'm going to get to the questions. Now, I did have one person from last week who wanted me to talk about the fact that a certain movie or a certain TV show is filming in Toronto. And so I'm going to do that. His name's Connell. And he reminded me that The Strain is filming in Toronto. Now, I've actually done a review for Strain Season 1. If you go into my stuff and type Strain, you'll find it. I'm not going to link it because I'm lazy. But yeah, I've watched The Strain Season 1. I haven't seen past that, and I guess they're in the 3rd season. But if you don't know, The Strain is a Guillermo del Toro. Now, whenever I say Guillermo del Toro in this family, I always go, Guillermo del Toro. I got to put my fingers like that and go, oh, I'm such a good. Guillermo del Toro wrote a book, and it's a vampire story. But it's not sparkly vampires, and it's not traditional vampires. It's a bit different. And they turn it into a TV show, and it's really good. And a lot of it is filmed in Toronto. And so it's kind of cool because it's supposed to be an American city. Obviously, that's probably New York, I'm guessing. But it's it is very much Toronto, and you can tell if you know anything about Toronto. Like there's certain places that I've been and like visited, in this place called Massey Hall, which is a concert hall, which I've been in, where they have a stronghold and stuff for the vampires. But it's very well done, and I need to see seasons 2 and 3. I probably need to watch season 1 again for a refresher, but it's got a good cast, it's got a good premise, and it's Guillermo del Toro, and that man is just a treasure trove of awesomeness. So yeah, if you haven't checked out The Strain, check it out. You'll get to see Toronto, and you'll also get to see some pretty cool vampire action. And it's different vampires than like, it's even different from Blade and all that kind of stuff. It's like they all have like these little worms and stuff that if it gets in your eye, you're gone. It's like you're a vampire now. But it's not traditional vampires. So that was something he wanted to talk about. And yeah, you should check it out. There's a dog barking right next to it. Hopefully you can hear it. I'm going to see if there's anything. Yes, I do call my daughters Gypsy in Danger, if anyone was wondering. Zoe Saldana, thank you. Zoe Saldana is in the losers. Thank you, Patrick and Marjade. You both answered for me. So I'm going to scroll to the front of the thing here and see if there's any actual questions. So yeah, I have the Blu-ray, the Batman Blu-ray, like I said, I got for Christmas. Bear's watching, he's not charging me, but you really are. So what are my thoughts on Ben Affleck not directing the Batman? I'm not actually cool with that, if that's true, Patrick. I actually really like Ben Affleck's directing. Now, I haven't seen his latest film, which apparently is kind of boring, but I've seen the 3 other movies he's directed, and he's a pretty solid director, especially in The Town and Argo and stuff. So that would, and it all depends who he's being replaced by. If he's being replaced by some amazing director, like that's cool. But if he's being replaced by someone I don't know, then that's not cool. So, let's see. I'm gonna just read the things in my mind here. Kind of. Yeah, so we haven't seen the Ultimate Cut yet. I want to. Watch Fairy Tale, people. That's on my plug for Fairy Tale. I'm starting to watch this show called Fairy Tale my daughters are into. My youngest daughter in particular, Zion. Patrick writes too much in his letterbox. Refuse. I just started following Patrick. I literally realized I hadn't been following, and I apologize, Patrick. I thought I was. That's something that I just assumed I was following you, and then I saw that I wasn't. So I started following you, I think, yesterday. Let's see. The video apparently is freezing on you. That sucks. Gypsy in Danger. Yeah, my daughters, I called them Gypsy in Danger. Anything else? Oh, okay. So apparently Ben Affleck might have quit directing the Batman movie because they weren't going to let him do it the way he wanted. If that's true, that's sad. It depends. Maybe he wanted to direct it like a crappy movie, but I don't know. It's one of those things where I don't know. It depends who they get to replace him, and he's got to continue to be Batman, obviously. It could be better in the sense of when you direct yourself as an actor, sometimes your performance suffers, but we'll see. I should show my girls Devil May Cry anime. I have to watch it myself. I've never watched Devil May Cry anime. Is it good? Well, I'm assuming you're saying it's good because you're telling me that's stupid. Sorry, didn't mean to say that. So, yeah, I'll look into Devil May Cry. The problem is I got so much stuff to show my daughters and myself, and they want me to watch this fairy tale thing, and yeah, that's all I got, really. So if there are no other questions, ladies and gentlemen, I'm going to check my phone and make sure no one questioned me on any other media, social media. Oh, there's Twitter. Let's see what the Twitter thing is. Social media is so much fun. Tell your friends. Oh, nothing. So. I'm assuming this is just a joke, but I've heard they're saying either Fincher or Villeneuve to direct Batman. Both those guys would be cool with me. They're both really good directors. If I'm being honest, those are both better directors than Ben Affleck. So I don't know. So anyways, I think I'm going to cut it here. So thank you guys for watching. Thank anyone who's been taking part of this. And let me know what you'd like me to talk about next week. Any questions you have for me, any thoughts, any ideas, any topics. And yeah, let me just get my theme music because I love my theme music. My theme music is written, as always, by the awesome Tim from The Late Reviews. And so I'm gonna do this so you can't see me, and put it right there. And I'm just gonna let my theme music play you out. Thank you guys so much for listening. I appreciate everyone who listens to me blather on. Leave any comments. Let me know what your thoughts are about what I've been saying. And yeah. What do you want me to talk about? That's all I got. Thanks for watching. Till next time, stay better. Oh, and as always, you're Tom Safler.